So uh, I'm I'm really thinking about that. Like who is actually expected to sacrifice, and when do we even see that? Like in the age of daycare, women are at least claiming to be, more educated, earning more money than ever. So I'm trying to figure out where this is even happening, right? And it's definitely not a sacrifice for love. It's never been a sacrifice. Not now. Definitely not now. It's not a sacrifice for love. Nobody's doing that. People are deciding, hey, you know what? I want to have children. Um, and if you look at this lady from the video, Shadira, right? She's she has a great disdain for men in general. I'm not sure how many of you guys are familiar with her, but she really doesn't like men.
And I moved to go stay with him so that I could help him to follow his dreams and I could be the good wife. And ends up becoming that, you stay in that for years and you're quietly resentful as a woman because the marriage wasn't really worth you upping and leaving your life for. And now you stopped your dreams to fulfill someone else's and you're not even being appreciated. And it ends up being 9 times out of 10 that man is cheated anyway. And now you just feel really stupid and you feel like all that time has gone to waste and there's nothing you can do about it because you can't get that time back. That's something I see very commonly. Some people might argue like, oh, she talks about men too much. She talks about love too much. This is so repetitive. But the reality is women have lost their lives in pursuit of men. Women have given up their futures in pursuit of love. And I think we all need to really sit down and ask ourselves as individuals, like, what does love actually mean for me? And what in my life resembles that? Does the man I've chosen resemble the love that I want and deserve?
God. She's probably had some terrible experiences, and the people who are the most loud about this particular topic have had issues with men, whether they've had a poor example or no example of a man to see what the proper family structure looks like. And a lot of it just boils down to trust. I can understand if you haven't seen a good example of a man, why you probably wouldn't trust a man, but that's what it stems from. Even some of the questions we've heard just now. What if? What if he gets hurt? Or what if you die? Like, why are we going into it in bad faith? Why are we thinking that the worst is going to happen? We just simply can't trust our men. Is that what we're doing? Because that's what it all boils down to. That's why you want to compete, because you think you can do it better than he does. It's about playing your position, whatever that looks like. And even if you don't want to do that, there's nobody forcing you to. There's plenty of men who I know personally who both parents work. Like I said, we got daycare. What are we even talking about? We got nannies. What are we talking about? If y'all both get into the chicken, then you probably can handle that, right? So what is it that you're actually expected to sacrifice other than the obvious when you decide that you want to be a parent, right? Once you decide to be a parent, guess what? There's going to be choices and trade-offs. You're going to have to sacrifice something. You're a parent now. So it's beyond you. It's beyond your selfish needs. It's about the family. Guess what? It is about the family. And we can't forget, Todd made some great points about that as well. Men are absolutely sacrificing. You know how much shit I can't do anymore because I decided to have children? There's so much shit that I have to do now and so much shit that I can't do anymore. And I knew that, and I've accepted that as my duty as a parent. So at some point, ladies included, we're going to have to become adults and understand that it's our duty and stop being so damn selfish.
Trev, you know that year in review that pop up in photos, like in your photo album? My year in review looks so different from before I had my daughter to after. I was sitting there shaking my head like, what? How do you
That's real life.
this different in life?
Yeah.
I'm on the road. Next thing you know, I'm in there with a bottle at the same sweatshirt. Like,
Casey, I would like to ask you a question. And I asked the ladies this last week, but this is specifically for you. So try to answer as quickly as possible so we don't get. What are the duties of men? And when I say duties, that means you can't get out of it. You have to do it.
I can't answer that. I'm not a man.
From your perspective, your expectations of a man, what is something like duties that men have to perform that they can't get out of without it being a problem?
I expect a man to live in his purpose, be a man of God. Um, I mean, it's pretty simple, and I think it's common between men and women. I don't really differentiate between what the role of a man is and what the role of a woman is, because I think it's all a partnership. So I can't tell you what a man is supposed to do that you absolutely cannot get out of, because we live in a progressive society. If we are talking about traditionally, that would be a completely different conversation. And I think that overall, we've had a conversation about progressive realities, but the initial basis of this entire topic was about traditional love and traditional roles and traditional sacrifice from women. And so those were the points that I was speaking towards. Whether it happens still today or it doesn't, it was still, I think we can all agree that traditionally women were expected to sacrifice their careers and their jobs and their, goals for their household or for love, whichever way you want to put it. But to answer your question, I can't give you a definitive answer on what a man's role is or what men can't get out of. I can't give you a definitive role. Only a man could give you that based on his values.
Fair enough. I'll be a little more direct with the question. Do you think
hmm
our traditional role that a man can opt out of that unscathed? For example, protect, provide.
Oh, absolutely. Based upon this line of thinking that I think most people in the panel have had tonight, absolutely, because you have an option, you have a decision that you can make in this day and age of whether or not you want to have a family. And if you don't have a family, you don't have to protect and provide.
Well, no, obviously, yeah. If you don't have a family, that you can. I mean, when you do have a family, is there like once he gets with
hmm
once he has a child, is he able
hmm
to abstain from his duty without and come out unscathed?
In this day and age, absolutely. Because there are a lot of men that are letting women lead their households. There are a lot of men that are letting women provide for them. There are a lot of men that are allowing women to take on those independent masculine roles, if you want to put it like that, to take care of the household. I don't think that there's anything that you can't escape today in this progressive society. It depends on your values.
Do you think those men are looked at as men largely?
I mean, they're men. The
No,
genetics say that they're a man, correct?
but you know what I mean by
Are
that.
they
So
looked at as strong men, alpha men? It depends on their household and their partner. I
no,
can't define that.
take the partner out of society.
hmm
Do people, when you see a man that lets his woman take care,
hmm
do you see him as a man?
Do I see him as a man?
Yeah.
I don't see him as my man.
Do you see him as a man?
Absolutely.
Do you think most men will also see him as a man?
I'm not a man to say.
Fellas, y'all would like to answer that question?
Most people probably not. Me, I would see him as a man. He's a man. It doesn't matter if he used his wife as a resource magnet. I'd say she's a help me. If I would say he's probably exercising his authority to the maximum. If he could sit on the throne, kick back and eat grapes, and send his wife out to the fields and pick all the fruit and hunt down all the animals and shit, I'm king.
So,
He a lion for real, huh, Darwin?
so
I ain't gonna get mad at him.
what
Shit.
about you, Trev? Would you see him as a man?
You talking to me?
I really, I really try not to take the label of man off of anyone, but I would not respect what he's doing. I'll say that, right? I would not respect what it is that he's doing at all. I think he would be corny for it, and I would look down upon it. We'll say that.
What about you, El?
Yeah, I see him as a man because we run back to, is Oprah a better man than all of us?
No.
So if we use finance to equate to manhood, she
No,
would be a better man than us.
I said a man that is willing to let his woman do all the heavy lifting as far as
Finance, right? So I'm saying, like, if my wife was a neurosurgeon and she could make 600,000 and my degree only got me 50K, then I'll switch roles. and it wouldn't change nothing within the household. I've been said this.
Do you think that's how society will view that?
They probably, in general, they won't say that shit to my face, but they might have a feeling about this shit.
I would say the majority of the society who took basic math and understood mathematical logic would be okay with it. A woman who's making 600,000 and a man who's making 50,000. The guy that's making 50,000 need to sit it down and tighten up the house. Shit, I wish I could find me a woman that's making 600,000 as a surgeon. Man, I'd be fucking.
So
I'd be a gym.
So
I'd be a gym fanatic.
Sweeney,
All kinds.